What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do find this video helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like to see more, and comment down below how you feel about the jetpack being vaulted now that we have gotten several days to play with it being removed. You guys were unaware earlier this week the jetpack was removed from the game. And that definitely shakes the game up a lot, and I think that was probably the most significant like meta changing update that we've had so far this season. Like, just that item being gone changes the game so much, and I think it makes room for a lot of other mobility items to be a lot more viable, which is nice because the Fortnitemares update added several mobility items. And then also I feel like as far as guns go, a lot of the same stuff is still good, but like I also feel like just everything is kind of more viable now with the jetpack being gone, which I really like. I feel like the balance of the game right now is actually quite good. Going raft this game, just saw a lot of people landing here as the first drop. I wanted to go freaky fields, but like low-key I tried to make several videos spectating at freaky fields, and just either nobody was going there or very few people were going there, or it just kind of divulged into people waiting around the corn. So it wasn't very interesting. This is a gun that I think also got massively improved with the jetpack being vaulted. I haven't used it very much, but I feel like the Stark rifle was good. It was just like, I didn't like how it played for jetpack fights. Like the fact that when you aimed in, it was so slow, and then the hipfire version of it, I don't want to be constantly hipfiring in those moments maybe. But now with the jetpack being vaulted, this gun is probably a lot more viable. I just haven't gotten around to playing around with it too much, and I feel like I don't even know if I would really prefer it anyways, because I want a red dot weapon. You can't get that. One thing that I really enjoy doing for eliminating Emma Frost is breaking one of these walls and then shooting down on her. That way you're not deep in this area when you are fighting her. I feel like if you fight her in the building and then get third-partied, it could be so chaotic. And like you could be so like kind of stuck already because of the way the POI is. But like fighting her out in the open there, you maybe are more susceptible to getting like shot from any angle, but if you do it on the backside, you're a little more protected, and I feel like just the openness makes it harder for people to third party you. And speaking of third parties, just get shot in the back because he was fighting somebody else. There's a lot of people that went here. I feel like he just was kind of like too tunnel visioned on that other person, and kind of like what I was talking about just happened to both those people. Like fighting in these buildings, it's so hard to like reset the fight or get out of there. This building is just so like, I don't know, like claustrophobic, I guess. And this Dark Red Knight being on the outside, just easily able to clean those fights up. Unfortunately, they're going to use their splashes here. So I think they went to use the splashes because they heard somebody else. But like in an ideal world, they could have used that med kit there and then splashed for blue health. But I think the fact that they're hearing somebody else makes them like think they were getting pushed right away. So they just wanted to use the splashes. And I think it was an AI they just killed. So that's kind of unfortunate. If they weren't getting pushed by that AI, then they could have used the medkit and then used the splashes after the medkit and then been basically full health. But like I said, I understand why they went to the splashes, because they thought they were about to get threatened, and just splashing would be the fastest way for them to get as much health that they could get before the person gets to them. They're going to be decently healthy. That other person shocked away, which is like not ideal for them, but I'm fine with that if I'm at raft. Like, cool. Let that person leave the POI, and then now you can fight Emma. They got so many gold sovereigns here. Oof. So they're going to take one splash over those two bigs. I've talked about this in many videos, but I feel like for heals at this point, I just take whatever I have the most of. And so, like, splashes are great. I would love to have a full stack of splashes, but one splash to two bigs like that, I would rather have the bigs. But now they're getting to the point where they can maybe fight Emma. But you still got to be mindful of third parties constantly at this POI. Like, nothing has happened for a while, but you never know if there's somebody like waiting until the final moment for someone else to like start fighting her. Come out. He's getting shot in the back now by a person, I'm pretty sure. It might have been a guard, but I don't think it was. The guards do sometimes beam though. Okay, yep, GG's. This guy's dead. And that's kind of why I like fighting them on the outside of the building. Because like the people that are inside hiding have to like come and mantle up to you. And it just gives you more time to react. And then if a fight does break out, I feel like being on top of the roof and then in the open area already, you have more of a chance to like respond to them before they get to you, but also to like reset that fight and not just be like stuck in the building. Like I feel like that person felt like they couldn't go deeper because of the lasers. Like they didn't want to get marked, and so they kind of like feel stuck there, and then this person just gets a kill. Now someone finally has scan coin. I did hear a car though. This person wants to get out of here quick. Like someone was pulling up in a car. They didn't mark anybody on scan, I don't think. Unfortunately with Spectator, it doesn't show when somebody... It doesn't show who's pinged when the scan happens. So like, if there was somebody on him, he probably would have knew. If they're like on him. But I still think there's other people that just pulled up in a car nearby. There's one shockwave here. Seems like he wants to like flow shock out. There's somebody there. That's likely an AI though. I feel like the AI here always just stuck in the water. He uses one shock. He ends up in a terrible spot though. This is not good. Because the person on the high ground there could just beam him. I would personally just want to go the backwards. It might be an AI shooting up there though. The fact that that AI is still alive. Okay, yeah, it's probably another AI. He's probably good. See, he has this person marked. He knows exactly where they are, but it doesn't show for us. So this was an AI, so it doesn't really matter. But trying to get up that hill with somebody on there, I feel like was going to be scuffed. I'm confused where the other person is, though, because I don't think the AI drive cars. And, like, the two people that had just died there were both AI. The NPC at this house does sell shockwaves. I'm assuming he's going to go over there to get shockwaves, but I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong. I don't really know what's happening here. But not having any mobility is rough. Like, the jetpack is gone, but, like, I feel like you definitely still need mobility right in zero build. And I prefer to run shockwaves and Witch's Broom, but the Witch's Broom is pretty hard to come by. So I end up mostly doing shockwaves, Cherry Claws. But it's the NPC at this house in front of him that sells shockwaves. Seems like he is going to go buy some. But I don't know why he, like, drove the car out to there and then got out at the water and everything. I'm, like, very confused what this person's concern is right now. They don't buy shockwaves? Like, they went over there to get the barrel, I guess, but they're going to probably take more storm damage, maybe, than they healed from that barrel. I don't know. I'm very confused. This is why I was saying I don't know why they parked here. Because if they drove the car up to the house, then they could just get in to leave again. They have 1,000,000 shield bubbles, though. They got Fizz's mobility. The ranked meta. Also, another thing that I feel like really changed with the jetpack being removed is the Iron Man gloves I don't think are nearly as effective now as they previously were. Like, I think what made the Iron Man gloves so good is just somebody being able to jetpack and dash around and be, like, slippery and hard to hit while just locking onto you and spraying you with those. But without the jetpack in the game, if you have a straight up fight versus the Iron Man, I feel like it loses in most situations. Like the DPS of that weapon was never the greatest, so it's like it was like the ease of use in those chaotic moments that made it such a good item, such a like a powerful playstyle. But I really haven't had a hard time dealing with them at all since the jetpack was removed. I somewhat want to switch from spectating. They just heard somebody under him. This person is leaving with Cherry Claws though. The person we're spectating isn't going to be able to chase at all because they don't have mobility. And so that person's just gone. I don't really know what he's looting for though. I would assume it's mobility, and they could have purchased shockwaves at the other NPC, but then they have 5,000 gold as well, so it's not like gold is really a problem. And I think earlier on in Chapter 5, shockwaves were pretty expensive, but now it's 100 gold for 2. And so 300 gold for full stack, like that's not bad at all. Hard pulling up to him. I think he gets a scan soon though. Person's gonna get in the other car, I think. Or behind the other car. I don't think the scan reaches him, but it may have. I'm like very tempted to switch off this player. Oh, they're behind the like wall. And see, this is a fight that's really useless for this player here because, and this is something I see so much in Fortnite, is that people want to have these AR fights, right? What are the odds either of these players 250 to zeros each other? I think very low, right? Like just with how ARs in Fortnite work and how both of these players are really close proximity to cover, I don't think either one is really going to get the kill. And what I was going to say is the person we're spectating has no ability to capitalize on damage. And so if they're just exchanging shots, and I think this is Splinter, if they got like 80, 90 damage on the other person, they don't even have shockwaves or any mobility item to push. And so that damage is just really not going to do anything. And that's why I'm saying like that just taking part in this fight is pointless for them. I feel like you're just better off getting in the car and leaving. Because when they were like really far like that, they don't have mobility to capitalize on the damage. And worst case scenario for them is they get beamed and then the other person like shocks onto them and then like uses that pressure to get the kill. Or both players are just wasting each other's time in that meaningless AR fight, and then like a third party shows up and gets one of them. And so like I feel like just taking part in those fights where like there's really not any potential for anything to happen in the fight is just not ideal for you. Getting shot at by the other medallion player here. I think he's just gonna get in the pad on, or he's gonna try to drive away or get on the pad and leave. I'm gonna try switching players. I think this is a 2 medallion player. Also, playing as Master Splinter. What are the odds of that? Able to get some damage with the Iron Man gloves because of the, what's it called? The like Iron Man boots. But I feel like you kind of saw there how just not it the Iron Man gloves are without the jetpack. Because I feel like that was almost like perfect scenario for the Iron Man glove user there, but it still just like went south. Like they eventually got the kill, but they took more damage than they needed to, get third partied, take a little bit more damage than they need to. I think they may have gotten that kill, but either way it just gets mopped up. Now we're gonna be on board with Daniel. I appreciate him leaving the Mysterio medallion. Does have mobility, also has EMPs. I feel like EMPs are another item that like has risen in effectiveness with the removal of the jetpack, because before, if everyone's just jetpacking around, it's really hard to hit somebody that's in the sky with EMPs. And then also like cars were good, but I feel like less of like an impact on the game when everyone was just using the jetpack, you know. But now with the jetpack being vaulted, I feel like cars are more prevalently used, and so EMPs are good at countering that. And then also players are just on the ground more, and so like it's easier to hit them with EMPs. And when you hit somebody with an EMP, it does 80 shield damage, which is a lot. Also, shield bubbles I feel like are being used a decent amount more with the removal of the jetpack, and EMPs destroy shield bubbles. And so a lot of times you can catch somebody in a bad situation, they put a bubble down, and if you have EMPs, you just completely like a lot of times will catch them off guard and just ruin their game basically. Gonna go for that car over there, but someone else takes it. But it, like having EMPs out here would be good. Just double EMP the car, this person loses. That's one. The car is still gonna roll a little bit because it carries its momentum forward, but that fight was just completely unplayable by Jumbo Jim. There was another person in restored reels though, and so like this guy's backside might be something he needs to be worried about. I would want to just kind of chill near that car until it's usable again and then get in it. Another car's driving at him here though, and this can be another EMP kill. This person shouldn't know that he has EMPs. I mean, they might because that car is EMP'd, but there's a really loud audio cue when you take them out. And I was gonna say that like that person wouldn't have been in range. Oh wow, I'm surprised he got that kill. I was gonna say that Black Knight might not have been in range to hear the audio cue, so they might have just brazenly drove up to him and got EMP'd. I really thought that fight was going to go south when he missed 2 gatekeeper shots. He did have Drum, so that's like a situation where Drum just saved him. But that fight was awkward, man. And I feel like there's a lot of really awkward fights now that the jetpack is gone. Like I feel like people are so used to having it that just like weird stuff happens. I don't even really know what to say there. I guess just like nice use of the tree right shoulder peak. Like I feel like that fight was just weird from both players. 9 people remain. See where the other medallion player is, so it won't let me open map. Never mind. We will not see where the other medallion player is. Sometimes it lets me open the map when making these videos. Sometimes it doesn't. It's very strange. I personally would want to go island here. Or maybe he's going for the other medallion. The other medallion is in front of him. I think he's going the wrong way. I'm very confused. He was like a Sims character and someone canceled his operation. Like, I thought he was going for that medallion player and he's just like, nah. Never mind. Shockwave's there. I don't know if he wants them. Seems like he's fine with having the claws for mobility and then the EMPs to potentially be used to like as a car counter to like fight other players, which like I said, the EMPs are very good now. That's what I was saying about like the game feeling more balanced now that the jetpack is gone, just in terms of like how viable almost everything is now. I think he just wants to chill on this mountain and try to hold these other people coming into zone. But like the zone is really not a concern at this point in the game. It's still going to be hitting for 1 damage, I'm pretty sure. And so, yeah, like it's not like the people coming out of zone there are going to be very desperate. There's a person that just got in that car over there. It's like he knew somebody was there, but he didn't see them get in the car. Other medallion is getting close. Don't know if they'll full send him though. It's a player from Raft. I don't think they died yet. So the person we already watched who plays pretty safe. Somebody on island shooting at them. This is an AI dying in storm. This is somebody hiding in a roof. Is this a person on island? Okay, nice. I want to watch somebody maybe a little more active. Everyone's just playing so passive. That person hiding in the roof and restored there is crazy. That's passion. This person only has 1 more dash. I would really like to get more dashes on my way out if I'm this person. Another item that I think is better now with the jetpack being gone is going to be the Monarch pistol. It's always been good, but with just like really fast-paced, erratic movement, a really like high damage single shot weapon like this, I feel like just is more inconvenient to use. And now with the jetpack being gone and fights being a little bit more grounded, this is another item that I think is definitely better now than it was during the jetpack time. I'm really confused with what I'm watching right now. This is a scan player. Bro, everybody's waiting. Like, this is actually insane. The most passive game of Fortnite ever. I wanted to spectate this person again because I saw him go towards restored and he got in a fight. But maybe he fights the person that was hiding in the attic soon. Or the scan coin player. He now has bunkers instead of EMPs. For another item that are fine to have. I really don't go out of my way to carry bunkers or in public matches. But like if I'm in a situation like this where like maybe I was using EMPs previously and now I'm out and they're there. Then like maybe I'll take them, you know. Here's this person behind him. Nice. That was the one that was hiding in the attic. Right shoulder peek with a shotgun versus dual pistols. Like, there's no way he loses that fight. I would want to grief this car here if I was him. Like, this person seems like pretty intent on using the car, so breaking it is nice. He just full abandoned it, but either way, you don't want to make it to endgame with them just driving around in circles, you know? That AI that was dying to zone finally died to zone, and that just goes to show how irrelevant Storm was, like I was saying. Now he has a car. It's low fuel, though. I'm gonna try to go to this other side of zone as it opens up, I think, which is a decent play. I would want to like recycle that bunker if I can. Like just take advantage of that. Seems like the backs, like it's in a bad spot though. Like the exposed area is like where the enemies would likely be coming from. It's not even in zone, I don't think. It's like hard to interpret the map sometimes when making these videos. 3 opponents left though. Somebody on that tree. I don't know if he saw them or not, but they're on the tree right there. You could shoot that tree out and grief them. I would want to do that right now if I was him. I think they already dropped down, but yeah. This person also has no dashes. I really would highly recommend getting dashes whenever you can. Like when we were spectating that person on island and I was saying they should get dashes on their way out. Like with the jetpack being gone, I think the dashes are another thing that just got so much better as a result of the jetpack being vaulted. Because with the jetpack in the game, it was kind of weird to like use your dashes sometimes because like just trying to use a jetpack, you would waste them. And you had the jetpack for like that kind of dashy movement in close range fights anyways. And a lot of other people had jetpacks, and so y'all were all kind of on neutral terms there. But with the dashes being a thing, people don't have them as much, so if you do have them, that's like a huge advantage for you in the fight. And it's just rough to deal with somebody that, you know, shotguns you, dashes behind you, shotguns you again, dashes to the side, and those can get you some really important kills. And so whenever you can, I would highly recommend trying to like get dashes and refresh dashes. He can probably move up here. I think there is somebody to his left though. Like that needs to be a like concern. But there's 3 opponents remaining and we see that 2 of them are just in cars here. His car is also playable, but I think it was low on gas. Don't shoot at this. This is pointless to shoot at. If there was 2 people here trading shotgun damage on each other, then maybe you shoot at that. Because like maybe you can steal a kill, you know? But he's never going to get the kill shooting at that. And then worst case scenarios, he's wasted time. Now Storm is on his back, potentially a problem. And this person ahead of him in zone is worried about him. And there was also the unaccounted 3rd player as well. So like I feel like shooting, and that 3rd player is behind him. Like shooting at that just like makes himself a target for other people, like very much so. And I feel like the upside just really wasn't even there. He's going to get ahead of zone and bunker. This is good, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these people just jumped on him right now. Now he can grief the car. Like this is in like right now he's peeking too hard. You would want to peek from like the doorway, I think. Like when you're using bunkers in a pub endgame, I feel like you just make yourself a huge target for other people to want to beam you. This person's gonna drive up on him, I think. Having EMPs here would be so good. Shoot, this is where you can beam the car. Like the car could be dead by now. You don't want to break it when he's on you though. Damn. Hey, he gets the kill there. But like when the car was over here, I feel like that would have been a really good time to like beam it and like potentially get that kill. But if you break it when they're on you like that, you're just having like kind of a awkward close range fight and making yourself an easy 3rd party target for the other players. Reload your guns, you're chilling. Now 3rd party. He should win this, I think. But maybe not. I don't know how much damage this person took. That's unfortunate. I feel like a lot of the things this player does is correct, but it's just always a bit like too slow. Like, nice. Okay, he gets the kill. I'm happy he won that. But that's what I was saying. Like a lot of the things he was doing was like the right thing to do, but I feel like they were kind of just like worried about like throwing. Or I don't know, but it just seemed like they weren't like comfortable playing. But I feel like if they just had more confidence or more comfortable, a lot of the things they were doing was correct. It's just a struggle sometimes. But that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys found this to be helpful, informative, interesting, definitely something different. And I feel like you could just see the pacing difference of the game with the jetpack being removed. Like it was a very slow paced game. And I don't know if that's just because like the jetpack is gone or what, but let me know what you guys think of the jetpack being gone. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.